Hey YouTubers, something important, something damn important. So I have another ramble right now. Yes, another ramble. And I assure you guys, this ramble won't be as off color as my last ramble, which if you watched my last ramble, I'm not sure how many people have watched the video yet, it was pretty off color. So anyway, it was educational, it was meant to be educational, the topic was meant to be educational, however, it was pretty off color, a lot of cussing and cursing. So this topic won't be as off color, though in general my videos tend to be off color in general. So anyway, enough of that crap. So I have a topic right now, a nice big ass topic like the big ass cigar, which basically is why do people, certain people, think I appear fatter than normal, than I actually am. So I weigh about 218, 220 pounds. I have lost a significant chunk of weight, a damn decent amount of weight, a damn decent amount of weight. I used to be almost, I actually used, at one point I was 252, so I was actually pretty damn fat, pretty damn fat. I was 252, and now I'm about 218, 220. I'm still definitely overweight, definitely obese, but I'm definitely a lot less, a hell of a lot less than I used to be. I've lost about 30 pounds. So my question for myself, nice big ass question like the big ass cigar, is essentially why do certain people, air quotes certain people, think I'm actually fatter than I actually am? Now, a disclaimer, a lot of this is trolling, dick trolling, a lot of this is idiots, people who are total idiots, who are trolls, who are jerks, who say, oh, you're fat ass like the big ass cigar, you're chubby, you're fat. Obviously those people are idiots, they're bitches or bastards, whatever. So enough of that crap. But there are some people, actually some legitimate people, who actually think I'm actually a lot heavier than I actually am. So there are people, yes, a lot of it is trolling, idiot trolls, but actually there are a lot of people, a hell of a lot of people, who actually think I weigh more than I actually do weigh. So even though I'm 220, roughly 220, 220 pounds, there are people who think I'm, more like 300 pounds. And the reason why this might explain on YouTube, big ass YouTube like the big ass cigar, why people think this. I have two main explanations. Number one is I do have a larger double chin, so my chin is a little bit larger than the average person. Right here, my chin is a little bit larger than the average person, and it does sag down a little bit. So a lot of people think, a hell of a lot of people think, when you have a large double chin or a large jawbone like right here, that therefore your entire body must be very large in general, because oftentimes people who are grossly morbidly obese have a very large double chin and therefore must have a huge large body because their chin is large. That's part of the reason. It sounds really weird. It sounds really weird-ass like the big ass cigar, but it actually makes sense because the people you see on those poor shows, like My 600-Pound Life, most of them have a very large double chin, and therefore they have a very large body. So a lot of people assume, actually a lot of people, if they see your profile picture and they haven't seen your entire body, you stand up, walk around, your body aside from your face, a big ass face like the big ass cigar, people will automatically assume that you're very, very, very heavy because of the way your face puffs out. Also, my face is a little bit puffy and a little bit what I would call not really swollen. It's not really swollen, but it is a little bit puffy and cheeky, and therefore a lot of people will associate those features with people who are morbidly obese, because people say, well, he has a super puffy, swollen, cheeky face with a large double chin, therefore he must be, the rest of his body, his midsection, must be very, very, very overweight. So that's something that a lot of people will associate with overweight people in general, or fat people in general. The second thing is, I used to wear, especially a couple of years ago when I first got my apartment, I used to wear a very nice red sweatshirt Nice big ass sweatshirt like the Big Ass Cigar. It was a nice flannel red sweatshirt. And the thing about that sweatshirt is it's damn warm. I mean, it keeps me warm in the wintertime. It really is, toasty warm. It's actually a little bit too warm. It actually makes me sweat because, obviously in the wintertime, it's very warm in this apartment. They keep the heating very high in this apartment. And it's actually so thick, that sweater. The sweater is so thick that it actually makes me sweat a little bit because not because I'm too fat, but because it's so thick. The cotton on the sweater is so thick. So actually, that sweater that I used to wear a lot of times back in like 2018, 2019, 2020 is actually, I believe I still have the sweater. And maybe I'll show it on camera sometime. Just look back at my older videos. I think that sweater makes me look at least 50 pounds heavier. No exaggeration. Now, people might say you're fucking crazy. You're fucking crazy. But actually, if you look at me in that sweater compared to looking at me in a t-shirt, like I'm wearing a baseball t-shirt right now with short sleeves. If you look at me in that sweater, big ass sweater like the Big Ass Cigar, there's actually a huge difference. I look at least 30 to 40 pounds heavier in that sweater because of how thick the cotton is, how thick the material is, and how puffy the sweater is. Also, I have a coat, nice big ass coat like the Big Ass Cigar, not a goat, but a coat, a freaking coat. And that coat is basically a heavy blue coat. It's a big, puffy, heavy blue coat. And basically, that coat also, when I wear that coat, especially with that sweater, makes me look at least 60 pounds heavier. No exaggeration. So, people can say I'm lying. People can say you're in denial, you're lying, you're a fat ass like the Big Ass Cigar. But if you look at those pictures of, like, for example, of me with the sweater and also the coat, and also compared to me with the t-shirts or like sweatshirts or tank tops, there's actually a huge difference. There's a big difference. I look significantly bigger in those sweatshirts, even though they might be, around the same basic weight. So keep that in mind. Also the double chin, having a double chin and having a slightly swollen, puffy face, a lot of people associate that with people who are really overweight also. Anyway, have a nice day. Bye-bye.